storytellers. We're going to bring up the next one, and that is Kavandri Thompson.
I almost died last night, but god dang, I think my mind's playing tricks on me. It was a dark Friday morning. Snow was flurrying, the road was icy. It was the kind of morning where uncertainty shows up before confidence does. My teenage daughter, Kaylee, usually rides to school with her cousin, but that plan fell away. Kaylee had just turned 15 and got her learner's permit, and I had to be to work. And honestly, I didn't want to drive. So I turned to Kaylee and I said, Kaylee, you're driving to school today. And she looked at me horrifically and said, Dad, I can't drive in the dark. I'm terrible. And honestly, you've said something like that before too. I can't apply for that job. I can't lead that team. I can't fail. So I turned to Kaylee and I said, do me a favor. Please remove can't from your vocabulary because you can when you have a plan. So come around when we get in the car, we exit our subdivision, and there's a stop sign. But Kaylee doesn't stop at the stop sign. She rolls through the stop sign. And I turn to her and I say, Kaylee, do you know what a stop sign is? And she rolls her eyes at me and glares. And so I look at her, I say, drive slow, homie. Now, we're on the main road. And she's veering to the right, and it's like she's hugging the curb as if it's magnetic. So I'm scooching to the left to her side, thinking that that's gonna save me. And I asked her, I said, Kaylee, why are you hugging the curb? And she says, you tell me to stay in my lane. And then at that point, I knew this was beyond driving. This is when someone is looking to move forward, but self-doubt is saying that they're not ready. And that's what self-doubt does. It plays tricks on the mind. And so what do? My fear shows up, I start passenger seat driving. Hit the brake. Slow down. Turn your blinker on. Stop. Until finally she snaps. She says, Dad, you keep talking to me like that? I'm gonna make a mistake. And she was right. Because in that moment, fear didn't need commentary, it needed clarity. Now we're approaching the freeway. When I tell you Kaylee made the most aggressive turn onto the freeway I ever seen in my life, I'm talking Fast and Furious, Tokyo Drift, Vin Diesel would have been proud. But then I have an epiphany. You've been here before, maybe not in the car, but in that job interview or in that new role. So I tailor my approach. I say, good job, get a gold star. You're doing great. And I noticed a shift in Kaylee's energy. The car stopped swerving. Her confidence has shown up. We arrived to the destination safely. We pull in the school parking lot. She parks the car, cuts it off. I said, Kaylee, how do you feel? She says, I'm exhausted. I said, me too. And then I asked her, I said, what do you remember? And she says, I remember saying that I couldn't do it, and then I proved myself wrong. And that's the point. It's not that we can't, it's that we let self-doubt drive longer than the plan. So do me a favor. I want you to remember, you can when you have a plan. I invite you to say it with me. You can when you have a plan. You can change careers. You can lead that team through uncertainty. You can fail in life and learn from your mistakes. And most importantly, you can remove self-doubt and be the person that you were meant to be. Not because fear disappears, but because you didn't let it drive.